Hi Pisces, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-July 2024 love reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, source will be in front of us. It's what I call the Bridging the Gap spread. And the way it works is we'll get the past, present, future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some more cards as well for some additional insight. That's where the Bridging the Gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have oppression. So this is actually the equivalent of the Tower in traditional tarot. So yeah, this could just be saying that for a lot of you, you might have just felt like there were a lot of emotions beneath the surface, right? If we look at the water in the background there, as representing emotions, we see it's very tumultuous out there. We see the facial expression of the person. They definitely don't look like they're in the best place, right? So it could just be one of those things where maybe you had a lot of emotions bubbling beneath the surface, and maybe we also see her back turned to it, right? So it could just be saying for whatever reason you didn't want to address those emotions at the time, but just be saying that that was the energy you were in the past. Now, for some of you, it could be directly related to this person, while for others of you, it could just be saying that maybe it wasn't directly related to them. You know, maybe they had nothing to do with this mood that you were in, but at the same time, that was the energy you were bringing to the connection. Right, past energy on their side, we have the Six of Wands. So drastically different energy here, right? Speaking of water here, we see the water is a lot calmer, right? So it could just be one of those things where you guys were definitely in totally different places in the past, where, like I said, it looks like emotionally things were pretty rocky for you, whereas it seems like they're in a much more calm, serene environment. And I do have to say that maybe for some of you might have felt like there was an imbalance in the connection, so maybe that was what was being unaddressed, right? So, for example, we see this person's doing all of the work on the boat, right? This person just sitting back relaxing, right? So maybe that was part of what was at play for some of you too, where you might have felt like you were putting a lot more into the connection than they were, and they were just reaping the benefits of it. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Seven of Coins. So yeah, if we look at the artwork here, right, it looks like you might just view them as maybe there is a difference in maturity levels, right? So you might just feel like in some ways you might feel like you have to baby this person, right? Now, to be fair, for some of you it could go the other way too, looking at the artwork we see in the past, but for the majority of you I feel like it's more of the first scenario. But yeah, that could be where you're seeing a disconnect in the connection now. It's like, okay, it seems like you guys are on two different levels, emotionally, maybe even financially, right? You name it. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, so again, this is why I do say, at least for some of you, it could be playing out the other way around, where maybe they're the ones who are in a better position, right, and you're reaping the rewards of it in some way. But again, another way this could be playing out for the majority of you could just be saying that, again, we see this is someone who's very comfortable, right? So you might just feel like you're the one constantly putting in more of the work and effort toward the connection, and this person is just continuing to reap more of the rewards. All right, future energy on your side, we have the King of Arrows. So this is Aquarius energy here, and if we look at the artwork, the facial expression, they don't look too pleased. We see the back turned to the cards on the side of the spread. We see them holding the flowers. Also, the arrow represents communication. So to me, this could just be saying that you might still have the feelings for this person in the future, but with the back turned, right, it looks like there's a reluctance to express those feelings. So there's probably a part of you that's going to want to detach from the connection in the future, but you almost probably will feel annoyed with the fact that you still can't let the feelings go for this person. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Strength card. So this is Leo energy, and if we look here, the statue seems to be like the traditional Strength card, the artwork for the traditional Strength card. We see this person trying to pull at it, right? So it could just be saying that in the future they'll be trying to pull that passionate energy out of you, right? Because like I said, it looks like a lot of you will be detaching, and then maybe that would be like the wake up call for them to come to the realization that, oh, okay, I haven't been putting in the work in this connection, and now that you will detach in the future, now they're going to want to try to put in the effort. But I do have to say, for some of you, it might play out in a positive way where they're like, oh, it'll be a wake up call to them. But then for others of you, it's just more of, unfortunately, they might still be oblivious to why you ended up detaching in the first place, right? But they'll just be like, oh, let me get Pisces back involved passionately and not realize why you detached to begin with. So that would be the one thing to watch out for there. But yeah, either way, it looks like they will try to revive the connection in the future. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Three of Staves. So this is Aries energy here. So yeah, for a lot of you, might feel like I said, it seems like for a lot of you, you feel like you've done more than your fair share in the connection, and you just want this person to step up and do their part in the connection, and maybe you've been waiting for that to happen for some time, and then you might just reach that point of frustration where you're like, okay, maybe this person just isn't capable of doing so, right? And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Knight of Wands. So yeah, so maybe it's just one of those things where it could just be their general approach, right? Like they might not necessarily mean harm by it, but maybe they just take the connection a lot less seriously than you're taking it, right? So it could just view it as more of a light and playful thing to where you seem to want to be moving more in the direction of building something, right? So it could just be one of those things where that's the main disconnect between the two of you. All right, moving on to the Oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Oracle card deck. Just going to pull a single card from this deck. All right, and we got one there. All right, and next we'll see what we got from the Wisdom Oracle deck. Same situation. Just gonna pull one card from this deck, and then we'll read the messages from both cards and wrap the reading up with that. And got one there. All right. So from the Messages of Oracle deck, we have boundaries. It says firm boundaries are needed now. So yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys will actually eventually get there, given that we see the King of Arrows energy in the future, which, like I said, the back turned, right? It looks like the feelings is still there, but you're not really going to want to express them, right? So that could be one of those things where, like, okay, like I said, with the Three of Staves at the bottom of the deck on your side, too, like feeling like, okay, I put in my fair share to work. It's time for this person to step up. Like I said, ironically, it looks like they might, but it's just a matter of, okay, but is it because they realize that, oh, Pisces is detaching because I'm not putting in my fair share toward the connection, or they're just like, whoa, where'd Pisces go? Completely oblivious and try to just pull you back in, right? So that's the tricky part of the dynamic. But from the Wisdom Oracle, we have Yang. There's the artwork and the numbers 1. So we'll see what this has to say. All right, the relationship message says circumstances are supporting action on your part. It's okay to make the first move. Trust that you will quickly know where you stand. In matters at art, there is movement toward your highest good, so go forth with assurance. Passion is in the air, and now is the time to dance to the tune of love. Take the lead. So, interesting message there, right? Because to me, it doesn't necessarily align with what we were seeing overall with the message of the main spread. But I will say that sounds more of like what we see in the strength card in the future on their side. So for those of you who maybe resonated more with this side of the spread, that might be more of a message for you, right? Especially if you do see the person that you're dealing with detached, like, okay, yeah, maybe that's my sign that I need to step up in the situation. So hopefully that resonated for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.